Along with individual experts, Surgeon Masters brings you life improvement strategies in 10 minutes. These proven principles and strategies are easy to learn and can be applied immediately, allowing you to practice your best. Here's your host, Jeff Smith.
On this episode of the Surgeon Masters mini podcast, I have with me Dr. Richard Berry, a retired orthopedic surgeon from Northern California. Dr. Berry served in the Air Force as an orthopedic surgeon at Travis Air Force Base. He also ended up joining a practice, Davis Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, and then he became a senior managing partner at Valley Oak Orthopedics in Davis, where he was one of 5 other physicians and surgeons and had over 20 employees. And then I got to know Rich in his work as the past president of the California Orthopedic Association. So Rich has been very involved in a lot of other areas that I won't even mention in leadership, and wanted to bring him on as one of our guests for the Surgeon Masters audience. Welcome, Richard.
Jeff, thanks so much for asking me to be a guest on your podcast. I've been impressed with the guests that you've had in the past, and I've learned many useful things that have stuck with me since that time.
Well, and you're a very thoughtful person too, so I'd love for you to share your thoughts on just what you've learned in managing relationships.
Yeah, Jeff, I've come to understand that we should all strive to achieve and express a lightness of being in the everyday relationships with those around us. I was very close to the staff in my practice, and I enjoyed a very loyal surgical team in the operating room. I believe that lightness is a transferable personality and management skill. I'm sure that my 3 kids get it. My 2 older children are very successful managers in their respective careers at the national and regional level. My youngest daughter, Megan, is an orthopedic physician assistant in the Dallas area. She relates numerous stories about the very positive feedback she receives in reviews of her interactions with clinic patients.
So it's interesting that title or topic you talk about, lightness of being. Tell us more.
The term lightness of being comes from a phrase in Milan Kundera's 1984 novel, The Unbearable Lightness of Being. Beyond the literary reference, Kundera's work points to the deeper idea of the meaning of a life lived with openness, humor, and humility. In other words, living life with less attachment, less heaviness, and more presence, lightness. Kundera's main character is Tomas, a gifted surgeon in Prague in 1968 at the beginning of the Czech freedom movement. Tomas and his confidant, Sabina, live with the philosophy that each person has only one life to live, and that which occurs in life occurs only once and never again. Thus, the lightness of being.
Being someone that wants to read more books, but recalls there being a movie about this. Is that related?
It was. In 1988, the movie The Unbearable Lightness of Being, starring Daniel Day-Lewis, was released to mixed reviews. Although the film was nominated for 2 Academy Awards, Kundera felt that the movie did not accurately portray either his characters or the themes of his book. Kundera's work explores the tension between obsession, heaviness, and the presence in the moment, lightness. Lightness challenges the concept of eternal recurrence, the idea that the universe and its events are fixed and will recur indefinitely. To quote Kundera, when we want to give expression to a dramatic situation in our lives, we tend to use metaphors of heaviness. We say that something has become a great burden to us. We either bear the burden or fail and go down with it. We struggle with it, win or lose. As a practical matter, lightness of being means letting go of burdens of guilt, resentment, or control to move through life with a freer spirit, to allow life to flow rather than clinging. Lightness of being is a perspective that says, I can carry my life with care, but I don't have to drag it like a chain.
Sounds a little bit like a surgeon mentality sometimes of that burden and heaviness. Wonder what you suggest our listeners do to shift their mindset.
Sure. One of the first steps to take is to reframe seriousness. Life is serious enough on its own. Ask yourself, does this need to be heavy, or can I hold it lightly? Shift the narrative by replacing I have to with I get to, which flips burden into opportunity. Begin to look upon impermanence as freedom. You must remember that situations, feelings, and even identities shift. This change in perspective allows you to loosen your grip. Instead of thinking, I must fix this forever, try this too is moving. Choose small over big. Heaviness often comes from trying to solve everything at once. Feeling overwhelmed is heavy. Break big tasks into steps that you can celebrate finishing. Lightness comes from taking the next small step in the right direction.
And so how does practicing lightness of being improve our relationships?
Well, lightness involves connection, whether it's a patient connection, dealing with hospital staff, or at home with our families. Strive to be present in the here and the now. Perhaps the most tangible expression of lightness in any relationship is deep listening. Choose curiosity over control. Being truly present interrupts the cycle of tension and reaction present in many interactions. During a conversation, practice micropauses by taking 1 or 2 deep breaths before responding. This pause makes room for levity. When you listen with your full and undivided attention, when you're not distracted by your phone, your to-do list, or your inner chatter, you make the other person feel seen, feel valued. To offer that gift to another is one of the most profound ways we can strengthen a bond. Inject humor into work culture. Levity doesn't reduce productivity, it fuels it. Leaders who know how to laugh, and more importantly, know how to laugh at themselves, inspire trust and loyalty. Teams that laugh together are more collaborative, creative, and resilient. Humor lowers stress, improves morale, and helps people feel more connected to their colleagues. When we laugh, we give permission for others to relax, to be themselves, to let down their guard, and to respond with humor rather than hostility.
I definitely tap into the perspective of interjecting humor, and I think that's been very helpful. What can our colleagues do to take action in this light of lightness of being during the next week?
Practice letting go. Write down what feels heavy, then destroy the page. This trains your mind to release. Practice saying no. Overcommitment is heaviness. Lightness requires space. Forgive more often, not for them, but for you. Each grudge weighs more than you think. Lightness comes when we stop trying to perfect the other person or ourselves. Seek at least 1 moment of laughter per day. A comedy, a silly story, or even laughing at yourself. Laughing trains the body to remember lightness. You can try this experiment. The next time you're out walking the dog around the park, or simply walking around a store shopping, meet the eye of each of the people you encounter with a pleasant smile. You'll notice that nearly every time they will return a smile shared is a moment of lightness of being. Give yourself permission to be in awe of the world around you. Noticing the vastness of the sky, the beauty of the stars, and the sweep of the horizon brings you back to a state of presence where life is lighter. Beauty is weightless nourishment.
So, Rich, perhaps summarize, what's the essence of achieving a personal lightness of being?
Well, lightness of being is less about removing responsibility and more about changing how we carry it. Lightness is a deep conscious awareness of the present moment, a state in which we are no longer consumed by the noise of the mind, past grievances, or by anxieties about the future. Be here, be in the now, and enjoy the moment.
Rich, thanks so much for sharing such a profound concept. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jeff.
There you have it. In less than 10 minutes, this is Jeff Smith along with Dr. Rich Berry. Until the next episode of Life Improvement Strategies for the Surgeon Who Wants More. Ciao.
Now, take 10 minutes and put your plan into action to practice your best.